Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry that I'm doing a very late review. It's like July 14th doing this review. I am a week behind on reviewing this. So this is for the Taylor's version for the album Speak Now that I did finally got a chance to listen to. I know it came out on July 7th. I just didn't review it then because I've been busy with work and was doing other things at that time. So I'm gonna discuss. Excuse my yawning. I'm gonna discuss what I listened to for this hour and 57-minute album, which it was a long album. Believe me, I had to sit through almost 2 hours of this album, and I'll let you know my thoughts on this Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version for this album. So let's dive into this album review. Now I'm including the deluxe tracks too, which is tracks 23 and 24, and they're live version tracks pretty much. So with what I listened to with this album, it starts with the first song, Mine, by Taylor Swift, her version, Mine. And I think this one was solid. Some of the lyrics can be iffy, in my opinion, and just all lovey-dovey kind of stuff. Pretty much, yeah, something like that. So pretty much, excuse my yawning. I'm gonna be going to bed in a moment. Pretty much 4.5 out of 5 for mine. Taylor's version. I didn't hate the song. I just think it's solid. Sparks Fly is another solid track in my opinion. I mean, it's not anything to write home about, but I think it's alright for what it went for. So 4.5 out of 5. Back to December. Taylor's version is a solid one too. It is almost 5 minutes of a track, but it did pretty well considering, with some of the lyrics sounding pretty on point and just Taylor Swift singing it pretty alright. 4.5 out of 5. Speak Now, Taylor's version, I'm just not feeling for this track. I think it's average, but I don't think it's anything that I'm gonna be coming back to too much. The title track kind of disappointed me for what it went for, so 3.5 out of 5. I think there's some elements in the track that do alright, but execution wise, it was kind of a weak track. Dear John, Taylor's version sounded pretty nice with the regular version of this track. So 4.5 out of 5. I really like it. It is almost 7 minutes of a song. So you're in for a lengthy track, but I think it did alright. Mean, Taylor's version. I think this was average as well. Wasn't connecting with this song in my honest opinion. There were some things I thought were okay, but it's just I think it's just like that country kind of vibe I'm getting from the guitars and all that. It's just I'm not really connecting with this song in my honest opinion, with some of the lyrics too as well. So lyrics are a little off key with the song itself. So 3.5 out of 5. Sometimes I believe the melody's a little corny too in my opinion, but I think this is the song she wanted to come up with and go for. So 3.5 out of 5. The Story of Us is a decent song. I don't hate this song. I just think there are some decent moments in this track. Some of the lyrics are a little off-putting at times, depending on the certain section, mostly in the verses. And I'm so sorry for yawning so much in this video. Like I said, I'm going to be going to bed soon. That's why I'm yawning that much. Because I'm getting a little bit tired. But still, 4 out of 5. Never Grow Up. Taylor's version is a decent one too. The whole vibe and the tone in the track with how Taylor Swift is singing it, and musically it's decent. So it's not the worst thing, but I just don't think I'm going to be coming back to this too much. 4 out of 5. Enchanted was a pretty good song. I really like this track. It is almost 6 minutes of a song, but it's pretty good for what Taylor Swift went for with this one. 5 out of 5. Better Than Revenge, Taylor's version, is a pretty good rock track. Rock, country, kind of like that stuff that she's going for with this song. It's a mixed blend of genres in this track, but it does all right. So 4.5 to 5. Innocent is a pretty good track too. It is pretty long, but it does get the job done with what it's going for. 5 out of 5. Haunted, Taylor's version, is a solid track. Don't hate it. I just think it's all right for what it went for. And the chorus is the strong part in the track. The verses, they're so. So 4.5 out of 5. Last Kiss is the 13th track on the album before you get to the very end of the album, which it is at the very end of the album for the regular edition for the 2010 album. So 4.5 out of 5. Don't hate this song. Taylor Swift's vocals are pretty good in it. Long Live is the closing track for the regular edition for Speak Now, just for the CD version that you could get at Walmart or wherever. 4.5 out of 5. I think it's a solid closing track. I wouldn't say it's the best thing I've heard, but it's something. Ours is a pretty solid one too. Don't hate how it's sounding. Just some things I like, some things I don't. So 4.5 out of 5. Superman Taylor's version is a solid one too. I don't think they have this on the deluxe edition for the 2010 edition for this album, but I still enjoyed it for what it went for. 4.5 out of 5. Electric Tough featuring Fall Out Boy, the Taylor's version for it. I think this one was decent. There were some things I liked, but it's mostly the chorus that throws me off with this whole song. So 4 out of 5. Patrick Stump's vocals is not so bad either, but it's just the way it's sounding overall with Taylor Swift singing the chorus. It's kind of has some cringe vibes. When Emma Falls in Love is a solid one too. Well, decent I should say. So 4 out of 5 for this one. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of this track, but I don't think it's the worst thing I've heard. So 4 out of 5. I Can See You is an average track, just not really connecting with this one too much. But I think I performed alright. 3.5 out of 5. There's some things I like, some things I really don't. But it is what it is. This is what you wanted to go for. Castles Crumbling, Taylor's version, is has the featured artist Hayley Williams from Paramore in this track. I think it's a solid one. I think this was a pretty good, solid track for what I went for, with both their vocals resonating pretty well. It was hard to tell who was singing at times, but pretty much Hayley Williams, I kind of figured out that she was in this track. I was like, oh, she must be the featured artist. 4.5 out of 5. Foolish One is a decent song. I'm not really connecting with the whole vibe to the song and the tone, but I think it's decent, so 4 out of 5. Timeless is the final track on the regular edition for the Taylor's version for this album, and I think it's pretty solid for what it goes for. The lyrics are pretty good, pretty well written, and basically the whole tone of the song sounds pretty interesting, and it's a sad message behind the song, but I think with what it went for, it's a solid track. 4.5 out of 5. Then you get Dear John live from Minneapolis, Missouri, of course. I think this was long of a live version of this track, but I think it worked with what it went for. Taylor Swift's vocals sounded good live, so I really think it's a solid track. 4.5 out of 5. Then comes Last Kiss, live from Kansas City. I think this one is a solid one too. 4.5 out of 5. So pretty much those were the last two tracks I wanted to talk about because they're the deluxe edition tracks. So it makes a total of 24 songs for this whole Speak Now Taylor's version album. Overall, in my opinion, I think Taylor Swift's Speak Now Taylor's version for this album is a decent album. I wouldn't say I'm going to be coming back to this too much, but I think there were some strong tracks, there were some solid tracks. Then there were some weaker ones that kind of ruined the album, and the decent ones did too, unfortunately. But in my honest opinion, I think Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version for this deluxe album review that I did for you guys tonight, I think it's decent in my own opinion. I guess check it out if you want to. It is an hour and 57 minutes of an album, so you're in for 117 minutes of an album. Probably almost 118 minutes, so almost 2 hours. But for an overall score for me, I'm giving Taylor Swift Speak Now a 7 out of 10. Decent album. Not sure if I'm going to be coming back to this album pretty much um, as the year goes on. It's probably just going to be a one time listen and then just going to probably forget about it. It's kind of forgettable, this album, but in a way, there's some tracks I did like and some I didn't think were that fantastic. Nothing to write home about. So 7 out of 10 for Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version for this deluxe album review. Thank you guys for watching.